Hello, welcome to question number 9, WASSCE 2025 Further Mathematics for Ghanaian students. Given that 10 over 7 multiplying n combination 6 and comma n combination 7 and n combination 8 are the first three consecutive terms of an exponential sequence GP. We are finding the value of n, the common ratio, and the sum of the first 13 terms of what? The sequence. All right. Now, in order to do this, we have to recall, if we are dealing with exponential sequence, how do we find the common ratio? To exponential sequence, we know that common ratio, which is given as R, is given as, let's take it from here, the second term divided by the first term, or the third term divided by what? The second term. Now, if we pick our sequence, we can see first, second, third. So first, second, third. So the third divided by second will give you the common ratio, or the second divided by first will also give you the common ratio. So we can work with the two as a proportion, as in 1, 2, 3, 4. We can work with this, which is meaning the same thing as the common ratio. All right. Now, if we are seeing that the sequence is in terms of combination, how do we then expand combination? We can also recall that if I have n combination R, it is n factorial divided by the n minus R all factorial times what? The R factorial, or the R factorial comes first before. We've had a tutorial extensively on this topic, so you can check that in the playlist on YouTube. So I'm going to begin with this. Since I don't have enough board, if you have enough space, you can work with the two the same time concurrently. But I'm going to consider the second term divided by what? The first term. I am still holding on to this, but I'm working with the first one, the left side, then I'll work on the right side. Let's go. Second term will be n combination 7 divided by, okay, in this case, let me just use division direct. Okay, let's go. Divided by 10 on 7 and combination what? 6. This we have here is representing second term divided by third term. All right. So now let's take it further and have the n combination 7 now divided by 10 on 7 and combination what? 6. So this we are going to take it by this definition. Then we take this also by that same definition. But before I work on this, I'll change this to multiplication, or still we can maintain it. So from here, I should have n factorial divided by n minus 7 factorial times what? 7 factorial. Let me still maintain the division. Then I keep my 10 divided by 7, which is just a scalar multiplying that. So I can say this is out, n factorial, n minus R factorial, 6 factorial, just by multiplication. So now you can see that this scalar, the top will multiply this, the down will multiply this. So now when I change this into multiplication, all the downs goes to the top. All right, so let's still maintain our n factorial, n minus 7, all factorial, 7 factorial, now times. So as we have 7 as a scalar, multiplying, let me say, if I put it together, it will be a problem. So let's see, n minus 6 factorial, 6 factorial, then 10 and what? Factorial. So now, what do we do? We are multiplying. We can see right away, this will cancel this. So the n factorials will cancel. We need similar things from the left to cancel that of the right. I can see that this 6 factorial can be cancelled by 7 factorial, because 7 factorial is 7 times 6 factorial. Alright, now I need to expand one of these in order to have the other one within. If I work on this factorial means that that number minus the next integer. So if I subtract 1 from this, I'll be having minus 8, which is not going to be as well, minus 6. But if I subtract 1 from here, I will get what? Minus 7. So I will maintain the left and expand what? The right. That means I'll still have my n factorial, n minus 7 factorial, 7 times 6 factorial, right? So that the 6 factorial will work out there. Then this becomes 7 multiplying, let me still have my n minus 6, subtract 1, n minus 7 factorial, and factorial equals to 10 n what? Factorial. So here now we can do our cancellation and see this n factorial will cancel this n factorial, 6 factorial will cancel 6 factorial. What do we have here? N minus 7 factorial, n minus what? 7 factorial. What did I write here? I think I write, no, it should be 10, right? Alright, 10 factorial. So what is left is going to be 1 here divided by 7. Okay, this 7 will also cancel this. This 7 will also cancel that. So this becomes 1 divided by 1, 1. Multiplying n minus what? 6 divided by 10. That will be the only term left there. Can I manage the space and have this to be n minus 6 divided by what? 10. So that is the final, if I can put equals to here, so mean that these are each of the term we are dealing with. Alright, so this work on the left side of finding the common ratio. Second term divided by what? The first term. So we had this. If we were to be doing them concurrently, this will be equals to the next one, then your value of n will be found instantly. Alright, so let's see what the second step will be. So let's move on to, for the third term, divided by what? Second term. So what is going to be the third term? Let me move straight to this place. The third term was n factorial, how do you call it? N combination what? 8, then divided by n combination what? 7. So these can be taken as in n combination 8 divided by n combination what? 7. I'm trying to put all together in this form because the board is not that big. You're supposed to move down in that order. So let's see how we expand the combination. That is n factorial, n minus 8 factorial, 8 factorial divided by n factorial. Then we have n minus 7 factorial, 7 factorial. Let's change this directly and have n factorial, n minus 8 factorial times 8 factorial times n minus 7 factorial, 7 factorial, then n factorial. So here, n factorial will cancel n. This, if I expand it, will cancel this. Then I need to expand this. If I minus 1 from here, we'll make it minus 8. So as you have n factorial divided by n minus 8 times what? 8 times 7 factorial times n minus 7, subtract 1 from this, n minus 8 factorial, 7 factorial, factorial. So let's see how we can do cancellation. I know this n factorial will cancel this n factorial, 7 will cancel this 7, 8 This is going to be a factorial should be there. This will be a factorial from here, being cancelled by this n minus 8 factorial. So the only thing left is going to be n minus 7 divided by what? What again? 8. So this right here is the same as what? What we have here. So we can say that, okay, let's clean there and see. So here we can say that, okay, let's say we can write, this implies that our n minus 7 on 8 is the same as n minus 6 on what? 10. We can multiply by 80 as the LCM or cross multiply. If you cross multiply, you have 10 n minus 7 equals to 8 n minus what? 6. Can we expand? This will give you 10 n minus 70, 8 n minus 48, right? Let's group the n together. So 10, why am I keep on writing no instead of 10? So 10 n minus 8 n, let's bring this positive 70. This is already 48 as negative. As you have a value of 2n, here if you add 2 to this, we get 50. So that's 22. So 22 n is going to be 22 divided by 2, making n to be what? 11. So the first part of the question, therefore, we can conclude and say that the value of n is going to be what? 11. That's the first part of the question. Then the second part of the question is asking for common ratio. Now, finding the common ratio, what do we say? We can use the third term over second term or second over what? The third term. So here, this is going to be equals to the 11, which is the n. The 11, which is the n, become 11 combination. The third term is 8 divided by 11 combination what? 7. We can check that on our calculator. And if you put that in your calculator, you should be having 1 out of 2. So therefore, common ratio is what? 1 out of 2 or 0.5. Okay, so what do? We have the first, second. The third term is asking for the sum of the first 13 terms. So let's see how we can deal with that also. So we go for the C, which is what? Sum of first 13 terms will be S13 equals to first term 1 minus R exponent n 1 minus what? R. These formulas all are derived in episode pack and sequence and series. Check the playlist on YouTube. You get all this information. So A stands for what? The first term, and R for common ratio. We found n is a number of terms. Now A is not found in the values we have so far. So we can say that, but our GP, what is the GP we have? The first term, let's see how we can do that. What was it? I think it was, let's see, 10 on 7 and 6 and on 7 and I said on combination what? 8. Let's put this together and see what value we can have. This in a calculator. Okay, so this is what your sequence is going to be. So first term, second term, third term in that order. That say if that is out of the way, we can have our sum of 13 term as the first term, 660 multiplying 1 minus the second term. We can use 0.5 if you like. Okay, 0.5 raised to the power what? N, which is now 13 divided by 1 minus the common ratio 0.5, which is still be what? Half. Now I'm going to put all in the calculator because of space, or we go one step down by saying this is going to be half. So half, will go and multiply this. 6 times 2 should give you 132. Then it means that nothing is in the denominator again. We only have 1, then minus 0.5 raised to the power of 13. If you put all in the calculator, we should be having 1319.84 if we are going to do decimal places. We're not giving any specific decimal place to work with. We can still have it in more than that. If more than that, it should be 388. I think that will be enough. So let's make it 89. All right. So this becomes the sum of the first 13 terms that is going to be in this link. First, second term. If you add all the sum of the first 13 terms, you come back to 1,319 these values. All right. Thanks for watching. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and come back for more.